Swatiji, make me host, please. Make me co-host.
Let's take a deep breath in and breathe out. Relax your whole body. Take another deep breath in. Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddha Jnanaikamurtaye Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakshinamurti. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagini Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurti. When earth shakes for few seconds, you know how much disaster happens. You could exist in this planet because earth is steady. Once in a while, earth shakes and it throws you off your place. Few seconds, good enough to bring the life standstill for many days. There is a natural calamity, flood comes, torrential rain comes, scorching heat appears, disturbs life. You can be at peace when the nature is at peace. When the nature is steady. When nature doesn't behave funny manner. Couple of years ago it appeared in the newspaper in the middle of the summer in Sahara desert there was snowfall. Many of you would have read this. There was snowfall in Sahara desert. And the same year, you also had read in papers, and many of you have experienced, in England it was so hot. Winter months, when the day became so hot. Never heard of before. First time in the century. Once in a while nature shakes. But your senses are shaking every day. When the senses are shaky, it is unable to behold or hold the Lord within. It disturbs the peace in. Like the nature, when it is steady, there is peace. When your senses are steady, there is peace. Meditation can happen when there is harmony in nature and there is harmony in your senses. Your eyes are fixed. If your eyes are going all over the place, the mind is not in meditative state. It's one thing you observe. When you sit for meditation, is your eyes steady? Is your breath steady? Is the prana is haphazard? Is it going smooth and normal, or it's going haphazard? When the senses are steady, the soul also becomes peaceful. Your being, your spirit inside you becomes steady. When our senses get shaken, when the senses see the joy which is the nature of self in the objects that are outside. Senses are the bridge, the middle. One side is the object, another side is the self. When senses think the pleasure is coming to me from the objects, or more pleasure will come from the object, they shake. Even few minutes when the senses shake, they become tired and they become unable to enjoy, perceive the joy, experience the joy. Are you getting what I'm saying? Recently, I had been to a blind school in India. About 175 children who are blind. They sang bhajans for half an hour. We all went, many of us went in a whole two buses. And the way they were singing the bhajan, with all their heart in it, was amazing. Our devotees said, we have never experienced a bhajan session like this, a singing session like this. It was so powerful. Because there was no distraction for them. They didn't have to look here and there. It was as though they were singing from a very deep meditative state. Their whole being was in that bhajan, in the song. Some of you were there? Yeah? Anybody? Because the eyes were steady already, there was no way for the eyes to move here and there. These same eyes which you think guides you, brings you light, shakes you, brings you darkness too. Because this ice that brings all sorts of temptations. Imagines this is better, that must be more beautiful, that must be great. Mind would be far more peaceful without the ice. Greatest distraction of the steadiness in the self is the I. Evil does not tempt you. Your eyes is good enough. Someone said, God, don't give me any temptation, I'll find my own temptation. And eyes finds its own temptation. Same thing with ears also. Sometimes people switch on the radio and every 5 minutes they go on moving the tuning, keep on tuning to different stations. I knew one such person who would switch on the radio just even before the television came to India. And he would not let anybody listen one song completely, or one program fully. A few seconds he'll turn. What would be there in the other station? I'm curious. A few minutes he'll turn it again. The whole time will be spent tuning the whole. Little bit from here, little bit from there, little bit from there. Maybe a better song will come in that station, you'll change the band. Go there. Just feel very strange. But see, that is how mind works. Same could be true for some people with the smell also. You put this perfume and then put the other one, then use the other perfume. Or taste. Or sense of touch.
पिंकी जल्दी बोल मारू काम चालू छे आप फोन ना हाँ चले बाय देखो
When the senses get steady, then the prana which is shaking inside you becomes also straight. You would have noticed when you're doing pranayama, see how your prana is shaky. The prana becomes steady. And all those moments when you are feeling not so good, not so great, down, unhappy, or afraid, fear is there, observe the prana. It's nothing but the prana shaking. And samadhi is steadiness in prana. Now, don't worry because the prana is shaking. Oh, the prana is shaking, prana is shaking. No, don't shake with the prana. Just knowing, observing, being with that. Few moments the prana becomes steady. And that is centered. And that brings you to a space where you are completely hollow and empty. This sutra, Patanjali says, you become like a crystal. Crystal exists, but still it makes the light pass through it totally. Though you exist with a body, in the state of samadhi, you are not there at all. In other words, you can say, live as though you don't exist. This is samadhi. When you are with the self, you are just with the self, steady, blissful, joyful. When you are with the senses, you are so totally in the senses. And when you are with the objects of the sense, you become the objects of the sense. How? Like in a crystal. Behind a crystal, you keep any colored light. And the crystal, without any obstruction, assumes that color and that light. In the same way, you look at the mountain, you become one with the mountain. That is samadhi. There are two types of samadhi here Patanjali describes. One samadhi is that you experience during activity. That is sabija samadhi. As a child, you would be doing this, you have done this. Have you noticed a child? Its eyes are not glittering around here and there. It is very steady. A child stares at things. And there is depth in the eye of a child. It indicates the soul. How steady and stable the soul is. Eyes are the window for you to see the world and the world to see your soul, how steady it is. If someone is too ambitious, too greedy, their eyes will indicate you. Look at this person, so selfish, so greedy, so ambitious. The person is kind and compassionate, the eyes will reflect that. Eyes means the face, the senses, the behavior, everything. Not just physical eyes, your appearance, your walk, your behavior, your words, your entire life reflects what you are deep inside. This is the job of the sense. It gives you the knowledge of the world to you, and it gives the knowledge of you to the world. And when we polish this, make it hollow and empty, becomes like a crystal. The soul in you reflects the divinity, the Lord. The senses in you reflects that soul, that Lordship in you. Then you look at the flower, you are not just looking at the flower, you are touching the flower, you are feeling the flower, you are listening to the flower. All your senses become totally active. Like the crystal which reflects the Purusha inside you, the being in you, the senses and the object of the senses reflect one divinity. This is Sabhija Samadhi. Are you getting what I'm saying? You look at the mountain, it reminds you of the self, of consciousness. You look at a flower, and the flower reminds you of consciousness. You look at the sun, moon, water, just stare at the water, the ocean waves, and that gives you the idea of the unmanifest, the formless energy, the self by which this is all have come up. In that very moment, samadhi is happening to you. You are in samadhi. You are looking at a sunset, and then you are in samadhi, where the mind is steady, senses are steady. Steadiness is dignity. Steadiness is the strength. And steadiness is dispassion. And the day became so hot, never heard of before. First time in the century, you swallow the time. That is samadhi. Got it? Samadhi is the state where you feel you can stay like this for 1,000,000 years. Samadhi is a state where the mind freezes. Like, you put the vegetables and things in the fridge to freeze and it stays fresh forever. Samadhi is the refrigeration of your life. Secret of youthfulness. Secret of bubbling enthusiasm. Secret of renewal of life. Samadhi. Study. But we have all wrong understanding and concept of samadhi. Think samadhi is just go underground, don't breathe. People become very skinny, have all ashes all over their body. Very funny ideas about samadhi. Every experience of your senses, what you see becomes very bright, colorful, complete, keenness of observation. Usually what happens when we are happy, we feel expanded. Have you observed what is your feeling when you are happy? When you are happy, what happens? You feel you are bloating, something in you is expanding. You don't feel the body, but you feel just an expansion. And what happens when you feel sad, uptight, sorrowful? Contraction, tightness, reduction. Isn't it? Also, when we feel expanded, our awareness is expanding, we tend to fall asleep. And when we want to have a keenness of awareness, we seem to be more uptight, not relaxed. See, if you have to have a thread go through a needle, it takes really good alertness to do that, right? Half sleepy person or somebody who is drowsy or someone who is a drunkard cannot do that. If they have to string some very small tiny pearls, they cannot do it. Do you see what I'm saying? To do something very minute, it needs keenness of awareness. There are many people who are doing such skillful jobs, knitting and whatnot, making all these jewelries out of tiny little pearls. They do that. There is a lot of sharpness of awareness. In one grain of rice, they can carve and they can do all these small little works in one grain of rice. At the same time, when the awareness is expanded, there is no keenness of awareness. When there is keenness of awareness, there is no relaxation, there is no expansion of awareness. The combination of both these, you are totally relaxed, happy and expanded, at the same time have the sharpness of awareness, sharpness of intelligence. That is Sabhij Samadhi. Your senses become so clear that it can perceive better, see better, think better, hear better. You know, 95% of the population in the world, they don't hear properly. You tell people something and ask them to repeat, you can bet them that they won't repeat the same thing. And if you talk to them for 15 minutes and ask them to say whatever you said in 15 minutes, they can hardly repeat whatever you said for 15 seconds or 1 minute at the most. 14 seconds, whatever you have spoken have simply escaped in the wind, in the space. People have not heard it. Many people who do the basic course, after 4 or 5 times they say, oh, this was not told in the first time. Many teachers would have experienced. I don't remember I have done this before. And same thing with seeing. People don't see. You can have many instances, can do many experiments to prove this fact that people don't see things as they are. We are insensitive to people. This is another thing. Because we don't see, we don't hear properly, we are totally insensitive to people's feelings. Samadhi is sensitive to others' feelings too. When you become sensitive, when this instrument here becomes sensitive, the world, the nature becomes sensitive to you. Nature listens to you. How can this happen? What is the condition? It says, Kshina Vritte. When all these 5 activities we have dealt with before, when these vrittis, the activities, are subdued, subduing these activities, Kshina Vrittir Abhijatasyeva Maner Grihita Grahana Grahyeshu Tasta Tadanjanata Samapatti. The consciousness which grabs or which holds, and the object which it holds, and the senses through which it holds, all the 3 are in harmony. That is Samadhi. Do you get this point? One who is seeing, the mind, the self which is seeing, he is in harmony, the senses are in harmony, the eyes are the instrument through which you hold the seen. Ears are the instrument through which you hold the sound. So your ear, sound, and from where it is coming, whoever is speaking. All the 3 connected, they all become keen and crystal clear. When can that happen? When your mind is not going on its own trip of regret and anger, anticipation, and all that. Sleep, proof, the 5 vrittis. Proof, wrong knowledge, fantasy, sleep, and memory. You know, when you look at a mountain, you just don't look at the mountain, oh, this is beautiful mountain. Immediately mind says, oh, this is beautiful. And then it doesn't stop even there, this is beautiful. Oh, this is like Canada, or this is like Himalayas. Immediately something added to it. So you are not seeing things as they are, but you are seeing through memory, seeing through comparison. That is no samadhi. There is an old story in India. Said a king had heard about a garden that a person had made with sunflowers. A beautiful sunflower garden in the middle of desert. Rajasthan is all desert. So amidst that desert, a man had cultivated, toiled and made a beautiful sunflower field, garden. So the king heard about it. Everybody said, it's very beautiful, we should go and see. So he decided to go there. When he went there, he saw just only one flower. Because the man who was cultivating had removed all other flowers, just but one. He said, what, I heard a lot about your garden. Just here is the flower for you to see. When there are so many, you would compare. Just to make it easy for you to look at a flower, I removed everything else. Your calculating mind will start, which is bigger, this is bigger, that is nice, this is blossom, that is not blossom. Now he has no choice, only one flower to look at there. Grihita grahana graheshu. Grihita, that which holds. What holds? The mind, the soul, which holds the sight, which holds the sound, which holds the taste, which holds the memory. That, and through which it holds the senses and the object, all the three are in harmony. That is samapatti. Tastatadanjanata. Though you are engaged in the activities of the senses, there is no feverishness, there is a steadiness. Do you see what I'm saying? You are eating food, every bit of it you are tasting, and it's just moving gracefully through your throat. Otherwise you are stuffing the food inside, it's like a stampede. Food is, the more anxious you are, the more nervous you are, the more shaky you are, you stuff food very fast. Have you noticed this? That is no samadhi. Eat food thoroughly, 60% of the food gets digested in the saliva in the mouth itself. 40 to 60%. Steadiness in spite of being in any one of the senses, sensory activity. And then he goes on explaining a few more things like very subtle modification of the senses. Okay, you are experiencing in this also the mind is coming up with the knowledge about it. Oh, this is apple I am eating, this is rose I am seeing, this is so and so I am with. All this, there is a subtle discussion or awareness about the knowledge, the past and the future. That he calls it savitarka. There is a little debate. Some few thoughts are going on there, but still those thoughts have not disturbed the harmony. There are certain thoughts that don't disturb the harmony, certain thoughts which just throws you off the balance. So certain thoughts which helps promote you to come to the steady, calm state of awareness. So he says this is savitarka samadhi, where there is also some thoughts or discussions or an argument. It's not argument actually, discussion. What do you call, what other word? Smriti parishuddho swarupa shunyamiva shunye arthamatra nirbhasa nirvitarka. And there is another type of samadhi wherein you are not aware of anything, just you know that you are. That's it. This is eyes closed meditation. When your eyes are closed, you simply know you are, but you don't know where you are, what you are, who you are, as though you are not there at all. But just there is a abhas, just there is a feeling that you are, nothing more than the feeling that I am. This he calls Nirvichara Samadhi. Nirvitarka Samadhi. And finer aspects of this more other type of samadhis, he says. And with all this Nirvichara Vaisharade Adhyatma Prasada, more and more experience of thoughtless state of mind brings Adhyatma Prasada, grace of the divine in life. Grace of the soul gets manifested. Adhyatma Prasada. Spiritual awakening, spiritual blossoming happens with more and more being hollow and more hollow, more empty, spiritual. Nirvichara Vaisharadhi, mastery over hollow and emptiness. Nirvichara, that's hollow and empty, really. Adhyatma Prasada, grace of the being, the innermost, comes forth, blossoms. Ritambhara Tatra Prajna. That awareness is with a special knowledge. Ritambhara, intuitive knowledge. The knowledge which is flawless, which is beyond time. Which is steady and which is benevolent. Ritambhara, full of truth. Truth state of consciousness. That's what it is. Ritambhara Tatra Prajna. And it is different from the Shrutanumana Pragyabhyam Avishaya Visheshatvat. This is different from the one which you have heard or you have guessed. The knowledge which comes from the depth of the being is different from the one which you read, which you have heard, or which you guess through the intellect. And Shrutanumana Pragyabhyam Manya Vishaya Visheshatvat. It's different from, and very special is that Tajya Sanskaro Anya Sanskara Pratibandhi. The impression of that state of consciousness can wipe out all other impressions in the mind which are useless, which are not necessary for life. To some degree, this keeps happening to you all. Maybe 5%, 10%, 50%, 15%, 20%, 50%, 80%. Very first sitting of meditation, when you have started, see, it is something of the past. And more deeper you go, more hollow and empty, you feel a new person, different person. Many people come up with this experience, oh, I feel totally different, changed, I'm not the old person. What has happened? It has removed, erased the other sanskaras, other impressions from the mind. It has made you new. It renews you. Again and again. Often you would experience that when you remember the past, you feel, oh, you are not the same person. Or that was not you, as though you are not at all connected to those events and that person who did those jobs. How many of you feel this way? Whatever you did or 15, 20 years ago, now you turn back and see, you will wonder, am I the same person? I didn't do it. Somebody else did it. Why? Because this sanskara of pure consciousness erases those things of your past and makes you a new person every time, every day. This is pure knowledge. If someone holds you on to something you did in the past, you just laugh at them. Because you are not the same person now. You see it as though somebody else did it. You have heard that story from Buddha's life? Huh? I have said before. Buddha was in an assembly, and a gentleman came and he was very furious. He thought Buddha is doing something wrong. He's pulling all the people away, and everybody is meditating now, and people are very calm and quiet, and he was a restless businessman. He found his children going and sitting with Buddha and meditating 2 hours every day. And he thought that if his children were engaging in business, they can make more money, they can do better off. And 2 hours going and spending in somebody sitting eyes closed, what he will get? So the father of that family was very upset. He said, I am going to teach a lesson to this man. So with furiousness he came and looked at Buddha. He walked straight to the Buddha, because he was a very well-known businessman of that locality. And as soon as he came near Buddha, all his other thoughts disappeared, but still the anger was there, he was shaking. So he could not speak. No words would come out of his mouth. But he spat on Buddha's face. And Buddha simply smiled. But all the other disciples around, they were gripped with anger. They were also angry. But they couldn't react because Buddha was there. So everybody was holding their lips tight and their fists tight and something. How dare you could do this? But couldn't say anything. And this man could not stay longer. He spat, and then in a few moments he thought if I stay longer he would burst out. So he ran away, went away. But Buddha, when he did not react or say anything, just smiled. This man could not sleep the whole night. It was first time in his life he met somebody who would just smile when he spat on his face. That man could not sleep. And his whole body underwent such a transformation. He was shivering, shaking. I don't know. He had an earthquake. The whole world became upside down. And next day he comes and falls at Buddha's feet and says, please pardon me, I don't know what I did. Buddha said, I cannot excuse you. Now the disciples were shocked. Since Buddha is so compassionate, he always excuses everybody. Now he says, I cannot excuse you, not possible. But then Buddha had to again explain because everybody was in a state of shock. He said, why you didn't do anything, how can I excuse you? What did you do? What wrong you have done? He said, no, yesterday I spat on your face. I am the same person. Oh, he said, that person is not there now. If I ever meet that person on whom you spat, I will tell him to excuse you. So to me, right now, to this person who is here, you are wonderful. You have never done anything wrong. That is compassion. Compassion is not saying, oh, make somebody culprit, and then okay, I forgive you. That's no compassion. Your forgiveness should be such that the person who is being forgiven does not even know that you are forgiving them. They don't even feel guilty of a mistake. That is the right type of forgiveness. If you make someone feel guilty about their mistake, then you have not forgiven them. That guilt itself is the punishment. Is good enough. Guilt is good enough to eat you, swallow you. Knowledge takes you away from guilt, puts you on a pedestal, where you don't see the world at all. World in the sense, not that you don't see the world in the sense you don't see all this complicated chit-chat of a small mind. They all appear insignificant. Tasyapi nirodhe sarva nirodhat nirbijas samadhi. So another kind of samadhi where even that is also not there. The feeling of some impressions is also not there. And there is no end to this. There are many different types, states of awareness, types of samadhi being described. The path is long. And every step is complete in itself. It's not that you are aiming at a goal after some time. The goal is in every moment. Yet the path is long. You get it? The path is very long, yet the goal is at every moment. The goal is at where you are. And that patience. It's not that hurry, it's okay, I want samadhi today. Yeah. There should be all enthusiasm at the same time, with enthusiasm, patience. Do you see, this is a very interesting thing. Those who are very enthusiastic, they have no patience. People who have patience are very lethargic. Okay, we will do it maybe next lifetime. Others are restless, I want to have right now. Do you see this? You can see this every step, everywhere you can see everyone. Either they are of this extreme or that extreme. See, it's like you can have sleep, but you cannot have a quick sleep. Hurried sleep is not possible. You cannot say, I'm in a hurry, I should quickly sleep and go. Okay, try to quickly sleep. 10 minutes of short rest. Quick. Hurry. Not possible. You see that? Same way, hurriedly you cannot remember. Okay, let me remember. Quick, 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 quick. The hurry in remembering delays the remembering. When you want to remember something, the more hurried you are, restless you are to remember it, the longer it takes you to remember that. Isn't it? Same with the sleep, same with meditation. You cannot say, I'm going to have quick meditation. I have no time, I have to have quick meditation. Not possible. So this path is a middle path, golden path. Where you are enthusiastic, you are in a hurry, at the same time you are patient. You are patient, at the same time you are not lethargic. You are not postponing things. You know, often when people say that they have to do something good, something for their personal development, or if God willing, I will do it. If God willing, it will come to me. They leave it to God when it comes to one's practices of development. But if you have to do something in the world, something to do in the world, they don't say, if God willing, I will make a house. If God willing, I will have a relationship. You don't do that. You look for relationship, you look for house, you look for job, look for money. For that, you put your 100%. But if you have to do something for your growth, you say, if God willing, it will happen. Many people say that, at least in India. I think it's the same everywhere, isn't it? God wills, then I'll do it. Should be the other way around. So patience and dynamism, enthusiasm, is the golden rule. There ends the first chapter. What is the time? 10:30? 10. जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल, 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 हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमण
Jai Gurudev, everyone. Close your eyes for few seconds. Revise in your mind what Gurudev said. What are the things that you are going to implement? Slowly, you may open your eyes and also on the camera. Okay, so very quick revision. Once a while, the nature shakes us. Today, the whole technical aspect of the session was shaken, was shaking us up. At least me, huh? Senses are shaking every day. You know, nature sometimes shakes, but senses are shaking every day, disturbing the peace. Okay, meditation is the harmony between the senses, the five senses, the prana, the breath, and the body. Okay. The senses are the bridge. Object is outside and the joy is inside. The self is here, object is here, and the eyes is the bridge, right? When these eyes, these senses are bridging this gap, then I feel that this object, I just attach the joy to that object, sense object. Okay, but in reality, the joy already present inside. I repeat, the self, the senses are the bridge, and opposite is so we feel that the object of senses is giving me joy, but in reality, joy already exists inside. Senses tempts you. Gurudev says, shaking, shaken senses are unable to perceive or enjoy the joy. When senses are shaken, even the best of food won't taste that good. Because the senses are shaken, you are not unable to enjoy. If you are not in the present moment, at that moment, you cannot enjoy anything. Even a good movie, if you are there but your mind is everywhere, then you won't be able to enjoy the movie because you are not there, right? Senses still, the prana is steady. When the senses become still, very keen, very focused, then the prana also becomes steady. Gurudev said, when you're down, you're sad, observe the prana. Prana means your breath. Few movements, the prana becomes steady. When you observe it, become like a crystal, Gurudev says. In samadhi. 100% with the self. When your eyes close in meditation, you are 100% with the self. Okay? When eyes open, you're 100% with the senses. If you're tasting, you're only tasting. If you're listening to good music, you're only listening to the good music. If you are doing something, the object in front of you, then you are 100% like that. Like Gurudev said, gave the example of the sunflower. When you are looking at that one sunflower, you are just looking at that sunflower. You are not going, last year the sunflower was better, or you don't start comparing. You're 100% there. Okay, so that is also Sabij Samadhi. Sabij Samadhi. When you're keenly focused in the sense object or senses, 100% there. We learned that in happiness program. No? We eat that small grapes or something you put in the mouth and then chew it a little and then observe, chew little, observe. Okay, quickly, I'll go. Don't worry. Eyes are the windows. When when you are very ambitious or very greedy, you are very unstable, and your eyes will tell that you are greedy or ambitious. Okay, because eyes will reflect what you are inside. And if you are hollow and empty, the soul will reflect, the godliness will reflect. Okay. All your senses become totally active. When you are 100% hollow and empty, and when you open your eyes, all your senses becomes 100% active. Like Gurudev gave an example, 95% of the people have this problem of not listening. Samadhi is a state. Let's say you are right now here sitting, and right now, however it is, whatever it is, I can be here right now in this moment for a million years, same thing, no change. That is Samadhi. Let's say a worst and worst situation you are in, and at that time you say, doesn't matter, I can stay in this same situation untouched for millions of years. See, so much of strength will come to you, and that is also Samadhi. Gurudev said freezes. It's like your refrigerator rated. Secret of youthfulness, renewal of life, bubbling enthusiasm. This is what all you get when you do that. Okay. Then Gurudev said, in happiness we expand, in sadness we contract. When you are focused, you are uptight. And when you are expanded, when you are very happy, have you observed when you are very happy, you are jumping here and there, you are careless. You will drop and break 2-3 vases also. Why? Because you are too careless. You are not focused. Where is it? Combined is Sahat Samadhi. Sabij Samadhi. Combined. So you are focused also, keenly focused also, and expanded also, happy also. Relaxed also. Relaxed and focused is Sabij Samadhi. In Sabij Samadhi, you are sensitive to others' feeling too. When people are happy, they are not sensitive to other people's feeling. They'll just go do mess up with everything. Tease people and everything. So that is not that. In Sabij Samadhi, you are sensitive to others' feelings too. And then the nature listens to you. Then the nature also listens to you. When activities are subdued in the mind, in the mind, I guess. Today the volume was so low that even I was keenly listening. I was uptight and keenly listening. You can say, seeing, the act of seeing, the senses and the objects connected. When the object, the senses, and the seer, the seer, the senses and the object are get connected. They are totally in harmony. Then that crystal clear thing happens. Sometimes I say something and you listen what you want to listen. Previously, whenever I used to do any knowledge session, I used to say, listen what Gurudev is saying and not what you want to listen. So this happens when the seer, the senses and the object of sense, everything comes in 100% harmony. There is no five vitarka, vritti. Gurudev said, na, modulation of consciousness. The five vritti, pramana, asking for proof, viparya, wrong knowledge, vikalpa, daydreaming or fantasies of fear, then sleep, or then memory, smriti. If you are not in those five vrittis, you are present in the present moment, then this happens. Otherwise, you will start comparing. The calculative mind will begin. The same sunflower story. Engage in the object of senses without feverishness, but in steadiness. Engaged in the object of senses without feverishness, but steadiness. That is samadhi. Sabij Samadhi. Then Gurudev spoke about Savitark Samadhi, where there is logic. Your outside eyes is open and you are engaged in the world. There is logic, but there is still samadhi. There is still relaxation. Logic is there, but you are still centered. Then that is Savitark Samadhi. There is no argument in the mind. There is discussion. Then there is no, if two people are discussing something and two people are arguing something, then it is very clear and evident that what they are doing, either they are discussing or arguing. So if the mind is only discussing, should I go for this or should I go for that? Open-mindedness. Then you are in samadhi. But if it's arguing, then no. Okay. Then Gurudev spoke about nirvitark samadhi. Even that is not there. Eyes closed, even the logic is not there. Then that is Savitark Samadhi. Then you are not even aware of I. In Savitark Samadhi, that impression of I is there. That I am this. So I am supposed to do this. I supposed to do that. Like Krishna says to Arjuna, you are a Kshatriya. You should take up the weapon and fight. So that impression is there, that I am Kshatriya. I am a teacher, I am a student or whatever. That impression is there in Savitark. You are centered, but that impression is there. Nirvitark, even that is not there. You just know I am. What I am, I have no idea. Then Gurudev says, then spiritual awakening will happen with 100% hollow and empty. Grace of that being, of that soul, of that divine will blossom in you. Then knowledge will come. How that knowledge will be flawless, steady, beyond time, true state of consciousness. This is not heard of or not knowledge that you guessed. It just comes from within, intuitive. But it needs to be 100% hollow and empty. Even if a little impression is there, then it's not 100% true conscious knowledge. Okay, so be aware of that. Be aware of that. Okay, such impression wipes out all other useless impressions. Such impressions wipes out all other useless impressions. Impressions are nothing but karmas. So karmas get. Then Gurudev spoke about compassion. Buddha's story again. Forgiveness without making the opposite person feel guilty. Because if that you make the opposite person guilty, that means you already punished. Then what kind of forgiveness is that? Forgiving without making the opposite person guilty is compassion. Gurudev said, path is long, yet every step is complete. Goal is every moment. Goal is where you are. Enthusiasm and patience. When both is there, then Gurudev said, to do something good, we always postpone. If God willing, it will happen. If this, that, this will happen. So today I am going to ask Guru Dakshina. What is Guru Dakshina? See, when Guru gives something to you, like this knowledge Gurudev is giving. So in return, now you are supposed to give. And in return, you cannot condition that I will give this only, I will give that only. No. In Guru Dakshina, when the master asks, you have to give what the master asks. And the beauty of this Guru Dakshina is the master will only ask what you can give. Okay, the two beautiful things about Guru Dakshina is the master will only ask what you can give, and the master will only ask from you what, when you give to Guru, you will get the blessing, you will grow in that process. Only that is what Guru Dakshina is. So the Guru Dakshina is that on 22nd April, we are doing online happiness program. Me and Swati ji will be the teacher, and you are supposed to bring registration. Each one of you bring minimum 2 registrations. Okay, that should be the sankalpa. Okay, and yes, you need to bring registration. Whoever brings registration, that is the Guru Dakshina, then you can repeat for free. Okay, now I'll give you the option to unmute. Now you all can unmute and also keep the cameras on. Otherwise, I'll feel I'm talking to myself. Any questions? We'll do a meditation, but before that, any question you can ask.
G, you please post the thing, happiness program thing in this. The 22nd of when is it happening? The happiness program. Can you hear me?
It is happening on 22nd April. 4 days. 22nd, 23rd.
Yeah, please put that post
evening.
here.
I'll post it in the
Group.
I'll post it in the group. Yes, you are there in that Patanjali group. Yes,
Patanjali English.
In that group.
Yeah. Okay. And also you said the Sudarshan Kriya is going to change. You said something like that.
What is going to change?
Sudarshan Kriya.
What is going to change?
Sudarshan Kriya. How it's taught, or I don't know what it is. There'll be some change or something you said. Did I hear properly?
No, I didn't say that. I said that online Sudarshan Kriya is different from offline Sudarshan Kriya.
Okay.
So the people who have done online happiness program are recommended to repeat the offline program also. and the offline program will be free. Offline programs will be free for them.
Oh,
Okay.
for those people who have attended already.
So start working on.
Okay.
Any questions? Funny ji, you have to unmute and tell me first that which samadhi you remember. Then I will tell you what, which you don't remember.
Yeah, my charging is low.
Also turn on your camera.
Sabija Samadhi.
Once again, let me see if my headphone works. Say something. Funny ji, say something. Hello. Was it only me who couldn't hear anything? Funny ji. Let me. Huh?
Ji?
Then
We are able to hear you. We are able to hear you. I think you have
Okay.
the problem.
Okay, your phone charging is low. So today Gurudev didn't differentiate all. He didn't give many types of samadhi. He just said it keeps going on. There are many layers of samadhi. Then he said sub-beach samadhi, where you are 100% in the activity. Then he spoke about savitark samadhi, that your logic is on, their thoughts are going on, discussion is there, but you are very centered. Then even that is not there. Nirvitarka samadhi, there are no thoughts. I mean, you are inside, you are going inside. You are not aware of anything. You are just aware that I am. I am, that impression is there. And then, but what I am is not there. And then even that is not there. Is. It is like that. Is. Everything is. There is no I there. Then Gurudev said that it keeps going on, subtler and subtler. Then Gurudev didn't say which one. Okay. If there is a question, last one we'll take and then we'll meditate. Okay. Mangala ji, खाना खाने के बाद तो और भी अच्छा meditation. No problem. Okay. Any question? Hi guys.
लाइव है
जय गुरुदेव.
लाइव है ऑनलाइन है
हाँ लाइव है यूट्यूब पे. हाँ ऑनलाइन है यूट्यूब पे, सब देख रहे हैं कि मंगला जी खाना खा के क्या मेडिटेट.
नो नो नो
बहुत
आइसक्रीम
peaceful,
खा
बहुत
रही हूँ. आइसक्रीम ओरियो
क्या बात है,
आइसक्रीम.
very good.
मुझे वो लगा ऑनलाइन नहीं है. वाह फनी. मैं अभी नहीं
Good,
कहूँगी.
good, कोई बात नहीं.
ओके.
हाँ. Okay, so we'll meditate. You know, yesterday I told you that if you're going through some bad situation and you just observe what is happening inside. You know, when you're physically observing what is happening in the body in this situation. Am I shaky? Am I this? Am I that? Even Gurudev said the same thing, you know. When you are upset, when you bring your attention to your breath, it must be shaky and then it will become normal. See, there is some similarity. Okay, so we'll do this. Okay. Look around your room, look at everything, whatever there is. Look at everything. Keep the ice cream far away and then look at everything. Wherever you want to see, look at it. Whatever you want to see it right now. Right now, see whatever you want to see. Trees you want to see, bed you want to see, yoga mat, table, bucket, clothes, anything. You want to see syntax ka taki. Anything you want to see, you see. And then now close your eyes. Now close your eyes. Now sit still. Whatever you wanted to see, you have already seen for 100 times. Mangalaji, don't freeze it with the camera. Keep it down. Eyes closed. Whoever opens their eyes will be in the waiting room. Whatever you wanted to see in life, you have already seen it thousands of times. Thousands and thousands of times you have seen everything that you are craving to see. Huh? Enough. In this birth, in previous birth, so many births, we have kept seeing all these things. Now I am not interested in seeing any. Let the eyes be steady now. For a few moments, I am not interested in seeing any. We have heard so many stories with our ears, so many music, sound, so many words have fallen on our ears. Whole our life, we kept hearing things one after another, wanting to hear something, wanting to hear more. But right now, this moment, I am not interested in listening to anything now. Enough. I am steady right now. Sense of hearing is very steady right now. Don't want to listen to something, don't want to not listen to something. Not interested in listening. How many different smells have we smelled? So many fragrance, good fragrance, bad fragrance, neutral fragrance. So much we have indulged. But now I am not interested. I have done this thousands of times. There's no joy in this. Joy is not coming from this sense of fragrance. No perfume is giving me the joy. Right this moment, I am not interested in any smell, any fragrance. My sense of smell is steady, becoming more and more steady. Whole my life, I tasted so many tastes, so many foods, so many beverages, tons and tons of food grains I have tasted. There is no joy there. The source of joy is definitely not this. Right this moment, I'm not interested in tasting anything. For few minutes, my senses of taste are becoming more and more steady. They are steady right now. In our life, we have touched so many things, so many people. It's enough. The sense of touch is also not what is giving me joy. The source of joy is somewhere else, not in the object. Right this moment, for few moments, I'm not interested in touching anything. My sense of touch is more and more steady now. It's already steady. All my senses are becoming more and more steady. Steady like a pillar. Whole my life, I have spoken millions and billions of words. Most of them was not required also. I have spoken so much unnecessary. It has made me so tired, fatigued. Right this moment, let go of the mind. I don't want to speak anything. I don't want to think anything. Whatever is happening, let it happen. Doesn't matter. I am just not interested. Not interested in thoughts, not interested in. My mind has become so steady. My body has become so steady. You have become like a pillar, so steady. Every breath out, you relax more, and steadier you become. Relax more and go deeper and deeper in the silence. You are becoming more steadier. You are steady like a space. There is no movement. slowly come out. Become aware of your mind. Become aware of your body, your breath, the surroundings. Bring a very little movement in the fingers and the toes. Very tiny movements. A little more movement in the fingers and the toes. Placing the palms on the eyes. Slowly, gradually, you may open it. So since you are hollow and empty inside, you're very focused outside. So use this focus to bring registrations. Okay, that is your Guru Dakshina. You will only grow. I tell you why bringing registration is so important. See, you know your first happiness program. Remember that first happiness program. You know why the Sudarshan Kriya helped you? Why the Sudarshan Kriya affected on you? You know why? Huh? Because you had paid that money. That donation went to some place, to some needy person, and because of that donation, that person blessed, and that blessings made you go deeper in the meditation. Otherwise, if you would have not paid now, if you would have not done any seva, no donation, and you sat for Sudarshan Kriya, it will not affect you. It will have no effect on you. Huh? You must have done something good. That's why you're sitting for Sudarshan Kriya. That much you will get, and then you will feel ke Sudarshan Kriya, nothing happens. You getting what I'm saying? So many times the sadhana becomes dry. There is no depth. There is no juice in it, because there is no seva. There is no blessing. What sadhana will work? Huh? So now, why bringing registration is the best seva ever? Huh? Because let's say Gai Jang, who's sleeping right now, registered me. I was new, I had no idea about art of living. Gai Jang came and he registered me into happiness program. Okay, so I did happiness program, I did Sudarshan Kriya, I felt so good, and then a blessing came out of me to Gai Jang. So Gai Jang didn't do the Sudarshan Kriya, I did it. But even when I did, Gai Jang got blessed. Then I felt very good in my happiness program. So I went for an advanced course. I did the advanced course, but the blessing went to Gai Cheng because he introduced me to art of living. Okay. Now I liked the advanced course so much that I kept doing it, and Gai Cheng kept getting blessings without doing anything. I did DSN, Gai Cheng was blessed. I did blessing, Gai Cheng was blessed. I did DSN, Gai Cheng was blessed. I did Sanyam, Gai Cheng was blessed. I did VTP, Gai Cheng was blessed. I did TTP, I became teacher, Gai Cheng was blessed. I took courses of people, Gai Cheng was blessed. I did Patanjali, so many people became happy, Gai Cheng was blessed. I don't know what Gai Cheng was doing. What is Gai Cheng doing? Sitting aram, smiling, not even listening. But Gai Cheng is getting blessed. You're getting the point. This is such a big, huge investment. Just imagine the person you bring into art of living, maybe he'll become the next Swami. Imagine the blessing you'll get. Then you will wonder, I didn't do anything good, but why everything in my life is working so much in harmony? Why everything I want is happening? But because you have done that investment before. Like nowadays people say you invest in crypto and then you get like it boosts so fast. I have no idea about cryptos, but I can guarantee about this. You bring people in this happiness program, bring the registration. And when Gurudev asks, see, Guru Dakshina is when Gurudev is asking for registration. At that time, if you bring, the blessings are even more. Huh? So bring registration. Arti ji, you can bring people from London also. We can work something out. Okay?
Okay.
Huh? So
I
do
just
this.
want to ask one question.
Yes.
You know, when we bring people to this path, to this knowledge, yeah, they'll register, they'll do the course, okay? They'll maybe do their Kriya 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, and then it just stops there.
Yes.
Yeah. So what happens there?
Huh. So it is blessings. You can
Okay.
enjoy the Kriya only. See, when you do sadhana, let's say this is your cup. When you do sadhana, your cup expands. It becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Huh? So when the blessing comes, the juice comes, the cup is filled with that juice. And that juice is from seva. Okay? So sadhana will make this thing bigger and bigger. Huh? Patrata. We call it patrata. I don't know what we call it in English, but it makes you are a vessel, and sadhana will make the vessel bigger and bigger and bigger. Seva is the juice that is put inside. Okay, let's say if your if your vessel is small and you do a lot of seva, you don't get that blessing also because your cup is small. So the cup also needs to, so many NGOs with them, they're like half dead. There is no energy in them. There is no happiness in them. Why? Because their cup is so small. Even doesn't matter how much juice you put, everything goes out. So sadhana is important so that you can hold the blessing. But seva is important, otherwise the glass is empty. Okay? And satsang is important because when the glass is growing bigger and bigger, there are cracks that are happening in the glass. And when you are doing satsang, that cracks are mended. The cracks don't happen. Even if the cracks are happening, they are getting repaired immediately by satsang. So all these three things are important. Huh? So now, see, I give you my example. Okay, when I did happiness program, what I liked in the happiness program, so many youngsters around me. We were 35 youngsters. The volunteer was young. The teacher was young. We were all young, enjoying. So that fun part I really loved. You got my point? And then they would call, we are going here for seva. Then I would go because I love the company. I don't like the seva. I like the company. And because of that company, my seva kept happening. My seva kept happening. I went for the satsang. Even if I don't like satsang, I like the company I am in. So I would enjoy wherever the group is going. Then advanced course. I did my first advanced course. I enjoyed the first day because you can talk. The silence started. It was the most boring thing ever. And the silence ended and everything happy again. So I enjoyed in the advanced course. I enjoyed from here, from Bombay to the Bangalore Ashram. We go in train 24 hours. So many youngsters together. That was fun because of this fun thing. I did 4 or 5 advanced course, and after that I started really getting what advanced course is. Then I started enjoying the advanced course. Seva happened because it was in the group. So
Yeah.
many people, parents teach
During
their
the
kids,
course, it's
do
getting
seva,
ahead.
do this. In the birthday they give gifts. So seva. So when you see something like this is happening, it is their karma. You cannot do anything about their karma, their past karma, but you can help them make new karmas. You can call them. I used to get call, like, Gurudev is in Bombay. Yeah, we are going by car. You want to come? Yes, I want to come. You got what? This is how I was like kept in Adolving. That group. Sangachatvam. That's why I keep saying Sangachatvam. Let's move together. Let's not leave a single soul behind. Sangachatvam. Somebody kept me holding. So now it's my responsibility to keep you all holding. And then it's your responsibility to keep more people holding. And this is how the whole chain will be formed. Getting it? So don't worry. You just call them, you tell them, I'm going for this seva. We are doing this seva work. Do you want to donate a little bit? We are going for this temple. You know, there are beggars sitting outside. You want to give samosa to them. Indirectly, directly, make them do some seva. They start doing some seva. They'll get out of depression. Their life become interesting. They'll be automatically start liking the company of good people. It won't happen suddenly. Okay, there was good karmas. That's why they came into art of living. That's why they are chosen one. And that past karma might take them out. You see what you can do. Don't worry too much. Even if they do kriya, even if they don't do kriya, your job is to remind them. Remind skillfully. See, every time you message them 4 times, kriya is there, they don't reply. 5th time you don't message them. Then let them think, why the Aarti didn't message me this time. You use all the skills. Okay, use all the skills. At the end of the day, it's their karma. If they come, their karma. Don't worry. You do. See, even your sankalpa and your prayer and your attempt, sincere attempt to bring them in art of living, it's your seva. It will increase your juice. It will make you interesting. But do it without attachment. Do it without you. Of course, you care that they come. Caring is there, but without getting too entangled with the result. Said I called that person and not coming. I called that person and not coming. Called that person and not coming. Don't get too much into result. Just focus enthusiasm and patience. Yes, you keep enthusiasm up, high enthusiasm, and keep patience. Enthusiasm to tell them you come, patience for the result. Okay. Okay. With this enthusiasm, start working for the Guru Dakshin. Jai Gurudev. Bye-bye.
Aarti ji is so sweet.
Aarti ji, you want to say something?
You sent me a link for Kriya this evening.
I'll send.
No,
those
you
who have
sent
missed the follow-up. Okay, I have already sent you. But I
you already sent me. It's at 7 o'clock.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So what is the time there now?
7 o'clock Indian time.
No, what is the time now?
It is exactly 4:52. 4:52 evening.
Okay, thank you.
It is 4:52 evening right now. Okay. So those who missed their sadhana, their kriya on Sunday, I advise to do it today with me. Okay, the follow-up, the long kriya with Gurudev. Okay, I'll put the message in the group and also the message for the happiness program. Okay, Jai Gurudev.
Thank you.
I'll just
Bye.
check the Jai Gurudev. Bye, Aarti ji.
Jai Gurudev, everyone.
Aarti ji, you are so sweet.
Jai Gurudev.
Oh, you're so sweet as well. You're lovely. Why don't you come and join the 7 p.m. Kriya today?
Yeah.
We'll do Kriya together with Gautam ji.
Aarti ji is immediately filling the glass with juice. Immediately started seva. Very good. It's very good.
Yeah, so everybody, we all join at 7 o'clock
Yes,
again,
yes.
okay? Put the reminder on your phone.
Yes.
Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev. Bye, Jai Raj. Jai Gurudev. Bye, Gayajang ji. Jai Gurudev. Bye, Shubhangi ji. Jai Gurudev. Bye, Mangala ji. अकेले आइसक्रीम खाते हो मिलो कभी जय गुरुदेव बाय बाय